history. You hear about this and you read about that. I don't want to look at Grumpy Cat. This is how to watch TV. What's that I hear? You hear the Lost finale. It's not your fault that you can't see what we see. This is how to watch TV. On Comeuppance Network. This is how to watch TV. On Comeuppance Network. This is how to watch TV.
Chronologically Lost with Joel and Jenna. My name's Joel.
And my name is Jenna. We're brought to you by Comeuppance Network. You can find all of our social media links at thisishowtowatchtv.com.
Holy shit, we made it to 100 episodes.
100.
This is episode 100. That's ridiculous. Why is anybody watching this?
I hope that when it's over, you do like a still shot of just us at the table 101 times.
You mean like blink through it?
Yeah.
At the end of the last
like
episode?
On repeat. Like...
Do you mean at the end of the last episode? Like to
yeah,
put that in as
thanks
like a...
for watching.
Yeah,
like,
and then just...
show them all.
Okay, I could do that.
Yeah.
That's a badass idea.
We have to look different. I know we've each gained at least 10 pounds.
Oh, God. Easily.
So, I mean, I know for a fact that
Did I start with long hair? No, I started right when I cut my hair. Because it was right before we went to Disney, remember?
Virtually been the same. I think I've had bangs once or twice throughout this. A lot of times.
We're reminiscing and it's not even the finale. I love it.
I know, but it's so close. You could just kind of taste it. Like, oh, it's so good. It's next week.
For a lot of this episode, I was disconnected from it because it's been so long since we watched Lost.
Yeah.
But by the end, I was totally enraptured in it again.
I loved every minute of this episode.
Yeah. No, I mean,
like,
it was
really
good, but it felt like it was pointless in some ways. But then when it all kind of, I don't know, just by the end, I was so like, I love all these characters.
I know, they're so good.
If you don't like Lost, you don't understand that it's about those people.
Yeah.
Because that's the shit. Like, there was stuff that was making me fucking tear up, that it was like, why is that making me tear up? It doesn't even make sense.
Right.
Like, there's not technically anything worth crying about there, but I'm like,
no.
You know, that little thing where you gotta breathe in real
wrapping
quick.
Paper. I want that wrapping paper.
So we're talking about episode 100, epilogue 4 of Chronologically Lost, and we start at the high school with Dr. Linus. And I think this was a tease to see what his decision was.
Right. Whether or not, like...
He was going to play out the ploy.
He was reaching for the nameplate on the desk as if he was going to take it and move it. And
put his own down. He would have said Dr. Linus.
Would it have said doctor?
It would have said Principal Dr. Linus. I believe Doctor is his first name in this.
Dr. Principal Linus? I feel like the doctor always leads in front of everything.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Dr. Principal Linus, yeah. I like it. Hashtag Dr. Principal. So he goes in there, and it looks like he's about to sit down. Then Alex comes in, and she says the principal wrote her a glowing recommendation. And I like the way he said he was dropping off the detention sign-up sheet. And I don't know why it was making me emotional, but the way he leverages the principal into giving them back History Club.
Yeah, well, that
made me tear up a little bit. It was just like, I don't know why.
No, that was totally just Ben being Ben.
Yeah, no, he was
conning people into doing the things that he wants.
Right, but he had the option to go for it, but he pulled back.
Well, that's because he loves Alex.
But he still got something. He got a little dig in there, and he got to do that thing like, oh, you're such a good guy now that you wrote that note.
Thanks so much.
Thanks so much for taking me off of the detention thing and putting me back in the history club with all these good kids.
So did that other conversation happen like that morning, and this is now after school almost?
I would imagine the previous day. I don't know if it would have been the same exact day.
No, I feel like they were all wearing the same clothes. I guess we should have gone back and looked.
Well, again, it's been a little while since we watched, so I don't really remember what they were wearing.
I'm pretty sure they were wearing the same outfits.
Right. So Arst asks if Linus did it. No, but he gives him his parking space anyway. And then you see Alex looking so happy, and it was just like, you know, he's doing the right thing here, even though he's still got his Ben tendencies, his bendencies.
Well, he was just, I mean, he doesn't remember her dying, so he didn't raise her either. You know, her name is Rousseau.
Right.
So
right, but he still has that connection, that fatherly connection to her.
Yeah, which seems weird. Like, I don't know. I feel like like that all happened so long ago that it's almost like Rousseau wouldn't be the right age to actually be a mom. But I know she was always.
It was
the
16 years prior.
I know, but it just.
But you're also maybe thinking of time as in what time would it be now, compared to now.
Yeah.
We're talking 2004. This show
This
started.
is like flashing back to kind of. I mean, she's in high school, so it would have been when she was 16 or 17.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she would have been 16, so it's definitely just a 2004 rep.
Yeah.
It is 2004 in the sideways or whatever, because that's, you know...
That's when they landed.
We'll get to the date thing very very soon. Sun and Jin, she wakes up happy next to him, and she's got an idea to run away together, and he's like, oh, is this your plan all along, you little scoundrel? But then he's like, it's forbidden.
But because they're not married in this sideways,
because Jin doesn't think that her dad knows they're together.
Does he know?
Well, yeah, we find out that he knows
In this episode?
Yeah.
Well,
Jenna,
that's because is that because of the hitman?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't catch on to that. Did they say it?
Kimi literally said that 25 grand was for me to pop you.
Oh,
yeah.
I just thought they didn't like him.
No, it was
not because he was
to kill
sleeping
him
with
because
her.
he's sleeping with the boss's daughter.
Okay, yeah, I didn't put that together.
Yeah. Let's see. So he wants to be with her, and she's about to tell him something, but there's a knock at the door. It's Kimi. He walks in, claiming she has something for him, and she gives him the watch. And he's also expecting money from her bodyguard, as he calls him. And Kimi's buddy Omar joins. He comes in, and they notice 2 wine glasses. And check the bathroom where Jin is posing shirtless. That was the fucking best. The way he was standing there was so good. Because it's like nobody should be standing in the... He was just like in a shirt off.
He didn't attempt to hide at all. So he was just standing there like, oh, you caught me.
But he was just like...
Right.
Yeah.
But...
It was amazing.
So the 25 grand was confiscated.
Right.
So they couldn't even pay anyway.
They couldn't pay for the hit, yeah.
So, but he was going to do the hit regardless of getting paid?
I like the idea that Sun was trying to finance it herself.
She's like, no, it's okay, I'll pay you. But, wait.
No, but she didn't know what it was for at that point. Yeah, so I love that she's trying to bankroll the
Yeah, like,
the
I'll
hit
pay
of her
you to kill
own
my boyfriend that I really want to be alive, but you're going to kill anyway, or try to.
Just locking him out.
Yeah, he thinks that he has the patience to sit through this.
He's part of it now. Yeah, he's now on the team, so he's walking in and out at will. Yeah, so he wants the money.
Team TV?
He said he feels like he's in a Godzilla movie.
Oh, because of the subtitles?
Right, and he's going to get Mikhail to translate. I thought that was cool.
Super offensive, though. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah, because he's a dick. Like, that's his role, is to be a dick. He just happens to be
was
charming.
Really cool in this episode.
Kimi just happens to be charming.
He's not, though.
Yes, he is. He pulls off that... He wants some eggs. The way he said... I don't know. There was just something...
What was he in around the same time that this show was happening? I know we've had this conversation before, but
I don't remember him being in something.
I thought he was in something else.
I mean, I can look it up. It would take me a couple seconds.
That's all right.
Martin Kimi.
I feel like we didn't find anything worthwhile last time we looked at this. Yeah, like he just wasn't... I thought he would, like, was starring in another show or a movie or something that we had watched around the same time.
I mean, it's possible. I don't know why Kimi's not coming up. Like, it should have... Lost. How is that not...
You're not spelling it right.
Yeah, bullshit.
Pretty sure.
Okay, Martin Kimi, seasons... What season did he come in? 4? Was that 4? Yeah. The beginning of the end. Okay, I'm sure he was in that episode. Oh, for fuck's sake, how can I not find him? This is ridiculous. I can't find it.
Okay.
Damn it.
Well, moving on.
I don't even know. I don't want to talk about anything but Martin Kimi now.
Oh.
No. Two-Eyed Mikhail tells them that the money was taken at customs.
Two-Eyed Mikhail.
Hashtag Two-Eyed Mikhail.
Yeah.
She offers to give...
Is that a food?
Two-Eyed Mikhail?
It sounds like a weird fish.
It almost sounds like a fish. Yeah, exactly. And he was swimming when he died.
Yeah, that's true.
Son's going to go to the bank. Jin's going to the restaurant. And Jin asks Kimi not to tell Son's father they're involved. And he's like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
whatever.
I don't really care. I'm going to kill him anyway,
Yeah.
so.
At the bank, Son and Mikhail are asking if there's a problem. Her father closed the account. And she asks why he would do that. And Mikhail's like, why do you think? So even Mikhail knows that they're fucking, that her and Jen are together.
I guess at
And
that
her
point,
father
when I
knows.
was just
so
thinking
they all
that,
work for him too.
I guess I just assumed that the dad was closing the accounts because he didn't want her to run away. He wanted to have like a
control
hold
over her?
on her and what she was doing. I didn't really put together the fact that it was because they weren't married.
Yeah, and they're all working for him.
Yeah.
Kimi, Two-Eyed Mikhail,
Yeah.
and all, everybody. At the restaurant, Jin's put in the cooler, and Omar bumps his head on the door. You know, it seems so ridiculous. It seems so nothing now in passing. However, when we first saw Jin, he was tied up in the cooler with his mouth duct taped and a cut on his eye. So then for that to be the reveal of how that happened was super underwhelming, I remember. Like it was later in another episode where
Yeah,
they
because
showed
they're like,
his...
oh, well, I wonder how he got the... Oh, well, he'll just be sleeping and we'll just bump his head on something.
Yeah, no, they just pushed his head into the door as he was putting him in the cooler. Just dumb.
Stupid.
Kimi tells Omar to go get the Arab guy, and he's like, I am an Arab. It's like, yeah, there's more than just you.
Kimi was Arab?
No, Kimi told Omar to go get the Arab guy,
Oh.
meaning Saeed, and Omar's like, I am Arab.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, so go get the
Yeah,
other one.
go get the other one.
Kimi duct tapes him up because Mr. Pike knew, and the 25 grand was for killing him. And Jin says thank you, and Kimi's like, sorry, some people just aren't meant to be together, you know?
I guess I must have been folding laundry and just missed that sentence.
Right. Yeah, because that couldn't have been more obvious. There's no other
Yeah.
interpretation of that, really.
Maybe I was
Unless
like...
he just meant him and him.
Because laundry is very loud when you're folding it, so...
Yeah, it's super loud. Well, you wear lots of those pants that are
Yeah.
really, that are crinkly
Maybe-
and
well,
stuff,
maybe
like
I, like,
windbreaker outfits.
Flipped like a pair of jeans or something at the time that he said that, you know.
Slow motion
Really
version to kill the
slow
whole...
for like 4 times. They missed the whole sentence.
Yeah, exactly. At Saeed, Omar asks if he's going to pick up the kids and tells him to get in the car, and he's basically like, yeah.
Who's Omar?
Omar's the henchman that was there with Kimi.
I know, but where did he
was on the
fit
boat.
in? Oh, he was on the boat.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
on the freighter. He was one of Kimi's henchmen
a
there,
red
too.
shirt?
Yeah, he was a red shirt,
Okay.
yeah. I posted something today about the fact that I've done 50 episodes of Lost to Time adventure vlogs, and how, you know, I was thanking Tony for being my partner in crime, and then in parentheses, no real crimes have been committed.
Yeah.
And then the Lost to Time red shirts, and then I named the other 3 people that come with us.
Yeah.
I love that terminology.
It's funny.
I bought them red shirts for Christmas so they
Did
could
they
wear
open them? Or...
red Lost to Time shirts.
Yeah.
Bill got the sweatshirt. Charlie has not gotten his present yet.
Oh, okay. What about Mark?
I did not get one for Mark yet.
He doesn't go with you enough?
Yeah, he does.
Oh.
He needs a red shirt for sure.
Okay.
I didn't think about it though. I'll have to ask him what size.
A youth extra large, I think, would be good
Right,
for
that'll
him.
be perfect.
The shirt that you did buy already.
That would be the best present
Yeah.
ever. Okay, I might do that. In the restaurant, Kimi's making eggs and offers them to Saeed. He's like, I make good eggs. I can't do
I'm hungry.
impressions of anybody.
That
but-
was like
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, it's awful. It's like John Travolta.
Yeah,
and
well,
some-
I make good eggs.
I make
that
good
was like
eggs.
from.
But he's all like, speak
Jersey.
to this low register. It's,
Yeah.
it's weird. I don't know how he talks like that. They exchange pleasantries. Kimi eats eggs and asks how his brother's doing. We get to the point where Saeed knows that he's the one that put his brother in the hospital. Then we get a split screen. I got all excited for a second. It was just Jen kicking on the door. He sees a box cutter on the shelf. And then Saeed gets the upper hand on Omar, and the other guy are dead.
Is the box cutter supposed to tie into the box company?
Nope, just something to free him.
Okay, I didn't
so
know
that way
if
he
there
can
was
point
like
at
a
that later when Saeed goes in
box company logo on something. In
No,
okay.
not that I'm aware of. Let's see.
I feel like they failed on that. They should have had like
yeah,
Hugo Reyes box company,
should have
whatever,
been box squared.
box squared on the.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
So Saeed gets the upper hand, and the other guy and Omar are dead, and he's got Kimi basically right in his sights. And Kimi says his brother doesn't owe him anything and the debt is forgiven. And Saeed's like, yeah, I can't let that go. So he
Yeah,
just
you
shoots
down.
Kimi. You die. Jin is kicking on the door, and Saeed opens it and takes the tape off his mouth. And Jin's like, free, free. And Saeed gives him a box cutter and says good luck. And he puts it in his hands behind his back. I mean, yeah, he's going to get out, but it gives him enough time to get away, so to speak, because they don't know each other.
But there was a gun left behind for Jin?
He took it from, what do you mean? Oh, yeah, I would imagine so.
There's just random guns everywhere?
Well, Kimi would have had a gun on him.
Okay. I would think that Saeed would have taken it.
I don't know that he walked over and picked it up. I think he bailed out of there.
But what if he was going to get shot in the back?
Yeah. I mean, he didn't.
Okay.
Plus, he's dead already, remember?
He gone.
So let's see. Mikhail brings in Sun and finds everyone dead, but Kimi is still moving.
Of course he is.
He asks Kimi who did this, and Jin's got a gun to the back of his head at this point, and Mikhail asks him who did this. Jin's like, put the gun down. And he's just like, yeah, no. If you were the one who did this, I'd already be dead. And they fight, and some shots fire, and then Jin shoots him through the eye and kills him. That was fucking awesome.
So then Mikhail shot Sun?
Yeah.
Okay.
In
I
the
wasn't sure
wild
where the...
shots back and forth, yeah. And Sun tells him that she's pregnant. So perfect. You got shot in the stomach and I'm pregnant.
Right.
That makes sense. That the
Maybe
baby's
she
just
got
fine.
shot in the side.
At the police station, Sawyer's being all coy, trying to get Miles in the car. He's like, like he's all like embarrassed. Just like, please. He hands him the Sawyer binder and he tells him the story about the con man. And he's been hunting him down since he left the academy. Chased him down to Australia, got the name Anthony Cooper. And when he finds him, he's going to kill him. He didn't tell Miles because he tried to talk him out of it. And then just at that point, Kate crashes into him in a high-speed chase. And she's running from the cops. And
so the Anthony Cooper in Sydney was never the real Anthony Cooper, right?
Correct. He was not even an Anthony Cooper. That was somebody that the guy, what's his name? Patrick something. He was like in Terminator 2.
Swayze?
No, yeah. This is why this is not how to watch movies, because that's disgraceful. Patrick Swayze.
I'm not good with names.
I don't know his name either, but he played a cop.
That one guy with the hair.
He also took over for David Duchovny on
Why Don't You
X-Files.
Love Me?
Is that a song lyric or something?
David Duchovny, why don't you love me?
So anyway, Sawyer catches her, and he's like, "Son of a bitch!" Like he had some weird inflection on it that time. He was all intrigued by it. Now.
Ooh, son of a bitch!
Yeah. At the school, locks wheeling in as Desmond watches from a car. Ben knocks on the window and thinks he's a perv or something.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was just so judgy as he's looking in.
Can I see your restraining order papers?
Yeah. He's like, it's just you've been watching the kids for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. He just moved here looking for a school for his son, Charlie. Ben's suspicious, but he drives away.
But the funny thing is that he said that not because he actually had a son, Charlie.
Yes, he did. He remembers.
At this point, he does?
He's on a mission to make everybody remember. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, it seemed like he was making that Charlie name because he had just met Charlie from the plane.
No, we're talking days ago and flashes ago.
Okay.
He's
so
been
he
back
really
to the
remembers
island.
now.
Yeah, he remembers and he's trying to make everybody else remember.
But wouldn't Charlie and his wife be there with him if he remembered?
He knows that they're dead, so it doesn't matter. He knows that he can go meet up with them as soon as he's helped all these people that also helped him to get back to his family.
All right.
You know what I mean? It's like a debt owed, so to speak. Or
that would really suck if you're waiting on everybody else. Come on, guys, get your shit together.
Yeah, I really want to see my kids.
I really would like to go now.
I really want to see my kids for eternity. Just relax. You'll see them. They'll be there.
I feel like I could wait like an hour.
Yeah, just chill.
Who wants to go for drinks while the kids are gone?
Can we do a 9 to 9? Just all day drinking.
Come on. I mean, it does kind of sound intriguing, like all day drinking.
Well, yeah, it's a what do you call it? Responsibility-less day. Unfortunately, you need a driver.
Yeah, we could
Because
just
if
go
you're
to
not
one place.
if you're not drinking enough to get drunk, then what's
the point?
Yeah, what's the point of day drinking?
Well, I
it's
mean,
not day sipping.
You could drink,
it's day
get
slam
drunk,
your beer.
eat, and then sober up, and then go home. There's plenty of time for all that.
Yeah,
I mean,
suppose.
Or you could have 3 beers in an hour and be hammered and walk home.
Yeah, and
just
then,
as fun.
But then you have to go to the different Santas you're going to go see. You're going to Santa hop.
See, if it was planned properly and we went to like a one place, we could last year we bar hopped on the square.
Yeah.
And we started at noon, and at 6 o'clock, Jeremy picked me up, and I was trashed, but he wanted to go see Star Wars. So I remember
Did you pass out?
No, we went to see Star Wars. I went home, I got dressed, we all went. And like I was sitting there with all 3 of our kids and Jeremy's mom and stepdad, and we're all sitting there, and like the movie barely was starting, like previews maybe. I don't remember. And Maddie was like, "Dad, blah 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 blah," and the guy in front of me was like, "Shh," and like I was like, "Oh hell no!" in my head, like I can't even fucking believe this. And I was like, chill, because I was still like
how
buzzed.
did you react?
I just kind of sat there. I was like, if he does it again, I'm gonna punch this motherfucker in the back of the head. Like, but then after the movie, Mackenzie was like, "Did you hear that asshole shushing Maddie?" Like, I was like, yeah, if he shushed her again, I was gonna, have a problem.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, Desmond floors it and runs over Locke, and Ben like helps him. Get to the, basically he has somebody call 911
just so that he'll
and he ends
get
up
to
in
the
ambulance.
hospital to be with Jack. Is that all? Okay.
Yeah, he tells him he's a paraplegic.
But they didn't seem to have any sort of revelation together, so
Not
I know.
They're working towards it.
I get
God,
it. It's taking forever.
I
All
mean,
you had to do
it's
was like
4
touch one
episodes.
person.
We've seen 4 episodes in the afterlife. Let's give it a minute. And in the
It's
finale,
been at least a week.
At least a week. Okay. Locke says Helen Norwood, he was going to marry her, and he's like, "You're still going to marry her because you're going to be okay, Mr. Locke."
And you'll dance at your wedding.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And he tells him his name is John. There were so many things that reminded me of other stuff in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you just said, you'll dance at your wedding shit. Son's brought out of an ambulance with a gunshot wound to the abdomen, and she's being wheeled next to Locke and says, "No, it's him."
But why?
I don't know. That part I don't quite understand. No, it's him?
Is she remembering deadlock? Hashtag deadlock? Is she remembering like man in lock, or I don't know what she would be remembering.
I didn't even think of that.
Like
But she didn't flash. There was nothing that indicated she flashed.
That she remembered, you're meaning?
That's what I mean.
But the trauma
the
of...
brightly yellow and orange colored flashes where they see their old life, they remember everything.
There was not enough time for everybody to flash, but maybe her trauma of being shot, showed her...
You'll see them.
Past?
They definitely will remember, and it'll be obvious when they do.
I know.
They all end up like normal again, so to speak. Like they remember everything as it was.
But she didn't see him at the airport, and she didn't...
Right. I don't know what she's talking about here. Unless it's a trauma-related thing where she's... I don't know. I genuinely don't know. So at the police station, Sawyer's eating an apple and offers one to Kate. She's handcuffed to the chair. Wanted for murder, and she's like, "I'm not a murderer." He asks if she remembers him. Yeah. And he's like, "Don't you think that's wild? It's almost like someone's trying to put us together." She's like, "Are you hitting on me?" I don't know. I thought that was really cute. And it's almost, she asked why he didn't arrest her at LAX, and he's like, "I didn't see any handcuffs."
Clearly.
Yeah. I mean, come on. It was good stuff.
Yeah.
So she thinks he let her go because he went to Australia and didn't want anyone to know he was there. You want me to tell that to the FBI or whoever it was? And he's like, "I like you."
Yeah.
I mean, she's a ball buster, and I think he appreciates that.
Always.
Multiple homicide. Kimi and 3 cronies are dead. Saeed is the suspect, and he's like, "That's our bad guy." I mean, they said cronies. I would never have written down cronies on my own, but yeah. Claire, she's going to the adoption agency, and Desmond walks in and introduces himself, asks how she's doing. She says he was right. It's a boy. She remembers him from baggage claim. And he questions her about going to the adoption agency alone. She might want to see a lawyer. And he takes her, or she doesn't have money for a lawyer. She goes to floor 15. Just happens to be the same floor that Desmond's going to. I thought that was going to be a bit where he was just like trying to hang out with her or whatever,
Right.
but actually on the same floor. He asks her to meet his lawyer, and she agrees and thanks him, and it's Ilana.
But did she actually go to the adoption agency after the meeting with the lawyer? Because I don't remember her doing that.
I don't know that it would be relevant or have been relevant. I mean, maybe she did, but I don't know that it's relevant for us to see that.
Right. I don't think she did.
She's taken aback at meeting Claire because she's been looking for her. Ilana is.
For the past 30 minutes, we've been looking for you.
Yeah, we've been looking for you for
Somebody
so
just
long.
called asking for Claire Littleton. It's amazing. There's a stink bug on the light.
Oh, okay.
Stupid stink bugs.
So Saeed, he goes to Nadia's and starts packing and tells her everything will be fine for her. But he has to leave. And she's like, did you hurt someone, Saeed?
Did you do something bad, Saeed?
Yeah, did you hurt someone? And he's like, I'm leaving and never coming back.
Right.
Boom,
He's like,
doorbell.
you blew up all those people, but I'm supposed to feel bad.
She blew up people?
I mean, in the...
Oh, in the Gulf War?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. She asked what he did, and then he's like, can you just stall them at the door? And, I mean, he's not smart enough to realize the cops have thought about going to the back of the house when...
He's a genius. Why didn't he get in, like, the vent or
but
something?
Sawyer tripping him with the hose.
Yeah.
Come on, that's good stuff. And he catches him. So, in the same building as Claire, Jack and David walk in as Juliet calls. And David seems to want to hang out with Jack now. It's kind of sweet.
But we didn't know it was Juliet at that point
Nope,
yet.
still didn't know. But it's kind of sweet that he's reversed his feelings about his dad. And he's like,
Yeah.
I'll bring him home at 5. And he's like, 7. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. It was really cool. It was a nice
2
moment.
hours really means a lot. But
Right.
okay.
They're here to read Christian's will being read, and David says he's sad for Jack, not for himself.
I'm sad for you, Dad.
I'm sad for you, Jack. Dad.
Jack, Dad.
Dad, Jack.
Dad Jack. Dr. Principal, Dad Jack.
Dr. Principal, Dad, Jack. If we named the episodes, this one would be called Dr. Principal, Dad, Jack. Hashtag Dr. Principal, Dad, Jack. So Alana brings them into the conference room, and Claire's there. They meet each other formally. And she was in his father's will and asks how he knew her. And she's like, yeah, he's my dad, too. Is there, like, so much stuff that you're scrolling on, or are you making a note about something? Hashtag?
Yeah.
Hashtag Principal Dad Jack?
Yeah, I got to write that
no,
shit down.
hashtag Dr. Principal Dad Jack.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got it.
Okay, good. He's her father, too. Jack puts his hand on his forehead, as he does.
Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
don't understand things. I need
That
to
is
think.
like a mind blown over here.
So,
He's like, I feel like I'm flashing in and out of things.
He gets a call, and he has to go for surgery. So, at the hospital, Son opens her eyes and sees Jen is passed out on the chair, and she asks what happened, and he says he was shot, and
He was shot or she was shot?
he says she was shot, and she will be okay.
Oh.
Baby will be fine, too.
But
And
the
then,
baby?
I mean, come on. That doesn't... It's nonsense. I mean, what a weak story
Is
that
the
turned out to
baby
be.
Okay? Yeah, no problems at all.
Yeah, everything's fine.
It
Everything will be
punctured
great.
the womb, and then they just like sutured it,
they
and it
sutured
was
the
fine.
Womb. Hashtag womb suture. That is my new indie band name, is Womb Suture. Womb Suture. You're going to have to write those separately because it'll need to autocorrect suture because I have no idea how to spell suture. I feel like it's Soucher.
Sure. Sucker. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know how suture is spelled.
Picker. God damn it.
So Jack and David walk past the room. It was like one of those things where they're doing a single shot of a camera, like for a while. Like, do you ever see Birdman?
Never.
The first like 10 minutes of the movie are one camera shot, one continuous moving. There's no cuts. It just moves around through all these places. And that's sort of what it felt like where they were transitioning from one character to another. When Jack and David walked by Son and Jen's room, and then boom, we're following Jack and David now. I mean, I love that kind of stuff for whatever reason.
You said new band name, and all I could think about was the story that Jeremy said he told you.
What's that?
If you could get past the first sentence, I promise you'll like this story. I was in the shower with your sister.
Yeah.
I was cracking up. I mean, seriously, hilarious. Like, we have a shower that has 2 shower heads, and he was like body washing and like going like this, and
Is this armpit water?
And I said, "You're flinging armpit water," and he goes, "Flinging armpit water, new band name, I call it."
I call dibs.
Oh my god, I cried, but you couldn't even tell I was crying because we were in the shower.
Yeah.
But I mean, like my stomach hurt. I was laughing so hard, like the rest of the shower.
Yeah.
It was like.
Well, I mean, it's Andy Dwyer.
It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, that's great stuff.
I mean, we literally laughed the rest of the time, and he's like, "Man, I really want to tell Joel that, but I feel like I can't tell him because it starts with I was in the shower with your sister."
Exactly. Flinging armpit
water again this morning. I was like, "Flinging armpit water," and it's so bad.
So David wishes Jack luck as he's going into surgery, and Jack looks at Locke's X-ray, and his dural sac has exploded.
Yeah.
You remember the dural sac that was
the one that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes,
he ruptured the dural sac and it spilled open like wet spaghetti noodles.
Like angel hair pasta.
Whatever.
Angel hair's worse.
Angel hair is really good, and Jeremy only likes the thick ones.
Wait,
so
you mean regular? Because Jen actually accidentally bought, or Lena accidentally grabbed thick spaghetti noodles.
Yeah, Jeremy
it was
likes
extra
those.
thick.
Jeremy likes the thick ones.
Really?
And I like the angel hair, but Mom doesn't buy the angel hair anymore because Jeremy doesn't like them.
Yeah, but she's buying regular. I'm telling you that there's a thicker version that we ended up with, and they were fine, but it was like, that's a bit much.
And they all taste the same.
Yeah, but I like the angel hair.
I really like the spiral ones.
You can just kind of swallow the angel hair. You don't even have to chew it.
You don't have to chew them. Tish made she said she bought the pre-made mac and cheese from Sam's Club the other day, and it was like the spiral noodles, and they were delicious. It was, but it's different to eat mac and cheese not in elbow macaroni, you know.
Yeah, even shells and cheese is weird sometimes.
But it's really good.
It is good, yeah. I mean, any mac and cheese is delicious. Let's be realistic.
Right.
So Jack looks at that shit and says, "I got this," and then he sees Locke's face in the mirror, and he's like, "Oh shit." Now, here's my question. Why didn't he just fix what was wrong with him then?
Right. Well, maybe they weren't ready. Or he had to okay a surgery.
Right, okay.
Or maybe they have to, like, order a prosthetic something to, like...
Because he'll get put in dead people jail? Psh,
yeah.
He's just done what he wanted. So Locke wakes up to Jack's voice, and he says he knows him. And then Locke asks if he's all right. And Jack thinks he got everything back in place. And then he starts asking him about the original injury. And Jack thinks Locke is a candidate.
Of course.
For a new procedure that we're working on.
Yeah.
I mean, the fucking pause of that.
A candidate for what? He said that.
Because that was around the episode The Candidate.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, you're a candidate too? Wait, what?
What's what kind of candidate am I?
Yep.
Am I going to win like $50,000?
No, it might restore feeling to your legs, Mr. Locke. And he thinks he can fix him, and Locke politely declines as Helen comes in, and he tells her he's okay, and she thanks Jack for saving him. Then we tie in Bernard by Jack going to the dentist that Locke went to after an accident.
Anti-dentite.
Yeah, rabbit anti-dentite. Bernard is working on dentures, and Jack comes in looking for him. He wants to look at Locke's patient files.
He wasn't working on dentures. He was working on the mold.
The molds. Whatever, that's what I meant. Like the mold of teeth that usually becomes No, they don't make those into dentures.
It's like they take they put that stuff in, and then they pour the stuff into those to make the molds of your teeth, and then they make the brace, the things to go on top of the molds.
Okay.
It's like, seems like way too many steps.
Do you just like floss constantly?
Do I?
Yeah.
No, why?
And why the fuck are your teeth so perfect? It's so annoying. Like, your gums are not receding at all, and my gums are receding, and like, what are you doing?
I brush my teeth.
That's it? No, like, how many times a day do you brush your teeth?
Once in the morning.
That's all that I do. So what the fuck? Why are your teeth so perfect, and why are mine so shit? The dentist told me I have periodontal disease. I smoke weed, but I don't smoke cigarettes anymore.
No, but it's still smoke.
But you smoked cigarettes for years.
I did.
Don't ever act like you didn't. So did I. I quit 5 years ago. What the fuck? I mean, look.
I know.
Why are my
Crest
gums?
white strips.
But no, not that. My gums are receding.
I do
They're
this all
going
the time.
higher.
I feel like
And
maybe,
it's not right. I don't
maybe
get
in
it.
5 years mine
The
will do
dentist
that.
told me periodontal disease. He's like,
I don't know what that
he's
is.
like, your teeth. Like he's like, this shit is hereditary.
Wait, so
there's
instead of
nothing you can do about
instead
it.
of a receding hairline,
Yeah, a receding gum line. Yeah, I'll. I mean, I guess I'll take it, and I don't want to have to get the surgery where they do where they move your gums around.
they add your gums.
They can
They
add it
like
back
push
in.
them
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, but he was just saying, like, some of your teeth aren't forever teeth.
What? I'm sorry. What?
I'm
no,
like,
they are.
what?
These are all my adult teeth.
Yeah, he's
Got
like, no,
rid of all
they're
the
not. He's
baby
like,
ones.
he said the last time, he goes, you know what, you're doing as best you can do right now because nothing is worse than last time you were here. He's like, nothing's ever going to get better. Like, it's not going to turn around. He's like, the bone is like, over time, it's shrinking.
Well, it doesn't help as well that you're diabetic. So that
I
can't.
don't know that that's related, though.
I would
really.
think that the sugars
Maybe.
in your body would break down the calcium in your
It's possible.
bones
I
as
don't-
well.
I mean, we could be
Maybe
just talking
start
nonsense,
taking
but
some calcium pills.
I don't. Maybe.
Vitamin
okay.
C.
Yeah.
Try that. What if in 6 months your teeth, your
Yeah,
gums
my
grow down?
Your gums are never growing back. That's not how it works. I just look at you and I'm like,
Come
what the
on,
fuck?
hashtag Dr. Principal Jenna.
Yeah, fucking. I want to go see Bernard. So Bernard asks why he's so interested in Locke, and he's like, I just want to know how he got hurt. And he's like, we were on the same plane, and Bernard was on there too. He's like, you were flirting with my wife Rose while I was in the bathroom. I'm pretty sure. And he tells him Anthony Cooper was in the accident with Locke. So that's the piece of info he gets out of it.
Yeah.
We go to the nursing home, and Jack is trying to visit said Anthony Cooper, and Helen just happens to be walking in at the same time.
course she
Come on.
does.
He wants to talk to him about the accident, and she's like, John doesn't want the operation, and tells him to leave it alone. And he's like, look, saving his life is not enough. I have to fix him. They go in to visit Anthony, and he's in a wheelchair and is catatonic, and it's fucking glorious.
It was good.
He so deserves that.
The worst.
I mean, now the way he got it in this world is bullshit because it, of course, again played into Locke's insecurities and feeling like he did something wrong.
Yeah.
But Helen wipes his mouth. I was gonna say wipes the drool. How do you spell drool?
DROOL.
Fuck. I know that, but it was eluding me as I was trying to type it. I'm like, DREWL? No, that doesn't work.
What?
I couldn't remember how to spell drool. It was gone from my brain. You say it now, and it's so
Well,
clear.
just like I would like to know how to spell
I'm like
suture.
DREUL?
Suture?
Yeah, how do you spell suture?
No idea.
But you'll look at it and be like, oh, yeah, duh, it's suture.
SUCHER. Is not suture.
I feel like I should be able to look this up.
SEWCHER? Suture.
SUCHER.
No, that's what I typed into my notes and it's underlined like it's not a right word. SUCHER.
Okay, maybe not. Suture. SUTURE.
SUTRE.
No, SUTURE.
URE. Oh, look, it's not underlined anymore.
Yeah, suture. Surgical suture.
Like future, but suture.
Yes, exactly. Like future, but suture. Future suture. Yeah, that works.
You're going to be a future suture.
Yes. If you're in medical school, you'll be a future suture. Hashtag future suture. So let's see. In the hospital, Locke is waking up and he says, "Push the button," and I wish you had believed me. And Jack hears both of those things. Claire walks by and Jack talks to her. He buys an Apollo bar from the vending machine. Up there somewhere, whatever. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Some
actually
cool
bring it down.
person made you an Apollo
Right.
bar.
So, but the worst part is like my sugar's been low sometimes. I'm like, there is an actual candy bar in there. But how long is that going to last before that melts eventually? If it gets hot or something, it could melt.
And if it's in the package, it will melt and then reform when it gets cool enough.
I mean, hopefully.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Have you ever seen a melted Snickers?
Probably.
Then not froze again, but just like re-solidified. It's weird.
But it tastes amazing.
It does. It's so good.
So good.
Just don't look at it as you stick it in your mouth.
That's what she said.
So Claire never even met Christian. The lawyer gave her a wooden box.
Okay, so I feel like that's a lie. That is totally a lie.
Not in this world.
She has met him.
She doesn't know who he is. He didn't tell her who he was even that time he came to visit her mom after the car accident. I don't think he said, I'm Christian Shepherd. And if he did, that didn't happen in this scenario.
Okay,
in this
so
world.
that was my, that's not right.
No, mine was, I think she says it here in a minute. That's weird that they're both in the same conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, that just didn't happen here. Jack doesn't have a son, but he
forgot
does here. Yeah,
that
that's all it
other
is.
things didn't
The
happen.
slight
I was
changes.
like,
It's like
yeah, you
Bizarro
know
World.
him. Okay.
You know, it's like some things are slightly off. Her lawyer gave her a wooden box. She asked how Christian died. He says that he died. He was found in an alleyway outside a bar in Sydney. He drank himself to death. The airline lost his body, and then she says she flew in from Sydney a few days ago, last Wednesday, not a month from 9/22/04, in order for her X-ray or her what do you call that? The sonogram, where you see the baby.
Okay.
That said 10/22/04. That is an actual error. Those have been so few and far between on this show. It's fucking staggering that there have only been like probably less than 5 in the entire run of the series in an order not intended by the creators.
Right.
There's been less than 5.
That's awesome.
That's insane. Like, what good continuity?
Maybe
but
they
that
just
doesn't.
placed the ultrasound in the wrong spot.
That was a prop error. I remember hearing them say that was a prop error. So Jack opens the box, and the music that plays is
Catch a Falling Star. And
I feel like you could have sang that better. Jeez, I'm in.
I don't remember the song. I Catch a Falling Star and put it in your pocket.
Save it for a rainy day.
Save it for a rainy day. I don't know. I don't remember the melody off the top of my head. Sorry.
Jack asks her to stay with him, and she's like, "But we're strangers." He's like, "No, we're not.
We're family." I was like, "Oh, creep."
Yeah, but like
She's
never had family.
But are
really.
you free? Like, do I have to pay to stay at your house?
What? Who says come stay at my house and then go give somebody a bill? Has that ever happened in the history of people?
I'm going to just start doing that. If anybody wants to stay at my house, they're getting charged at least $40 a night.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty cheap compared to a motel, is it?
Just saying.
I mean, are you in Airbnb now?
Yeah.
So where people can just rent?
They can sleep in my basement.
Yeah, you should rent out your basement as an Airbnb.
No, I don't want anybody staying at me.
It would just be people passing through. It wouldn't
don't
be,
care.
I mean, you could just wall off the door.
Don't want you here.
And then
I'm going to put an Airbnb out there and say, don't come stay with me.
Don't. Right. So
Put down a deposit, but you're not welcome.
So Locke is being wheeled out as Jen walks past with flowers. Jack came by to say goodbye, and he told him he went to see Anthony Cooper. He had to understand why he didn't want the surgery. Then Locke tells him he was in a plane crash. He got his private pilot's license for a week, and he begged his dad to be his first passenger. He's like, we barely got off the ground. I told him he could trust me, and I don't even remember what I did wrong, but I know it's my fault. And Jack recalls them meeting at the airport and how Locke told him his father was gone. He's like, I didn't want to hear that shit at the time, but you're absolutely right. Your father's gone. He's like, no, he's fucking sitting there drooling. And my girlfriend, fiance, is wiping it up off his chin and feeling bad for him.
Don't they pay nurses for that, though? I mean, come on.
He's like, no, your father's gone too, Mr. Locke. You can punish yourself all you want, but that's not going to bring him back. Whatever happened, happened.
That was good.
And you can let it go. And he's like, letting go isn't easy. I don't even know how to do it myself. I was hoping you could go first. I mean, that was a cool moment.
It was
them,
good. It was
because
really...
they've been so adversarial the entire run of the series that for them to finally be pushing each other in the right direction rather than fighting each other. Locke says goodbye, and Jack's like, I can help you. I wish you believed me.
So Locke feels like he should stay broken because
he feels like I did that to my dad, so this is my punishment. Yeah. I mean, that's his punishment, and he feels like he deserves it. Again, he needs to let go, just like Jack with the daddy issues stuff. Like, he has to let that shit go so he could be a better dad to his kid.
Yeah.
And even though he wasn't a father, that's his way of working through the daddy issues, because he sees that, oh, I as the kid wasn't the problem here. My dad was an asshole. Like, I'm all I have to do is empathize with my son for a little bit, and I sort of get it.
Yeah.
And now we're closer because I just cared for a minute.
Yeah.
Like, that's all that his dad didn't, you know what I mean? He was just a drunk that didn't care. Or, I mean, who tells your kid you don't have what it takes? I mean, what kind of piece of shit says you can't do whatever you want to do? Or exactly the opposite. You can't do anything. You don't have what it takes to do the things you want to do.
You can't do anything at all that you want in your life.
Yes, you're a piece of shit parent, Christian Shepherd. And if anybody else is a piece of shit parent, please email us at thisishowtowatchtv@gmail.com and leave a comment below. # piece of shit parent. That one doesn't need to be written down because it's not
I'm
even
writing
that
that
clever.
down right now.
It's not even that. You're on Facebook. I can see what you're doing. So we'll be back for the last... I mean, I hesitate to say the last episode, but is there any reason for us to discuss the show as a whole after it's done?
No.
I don't think so. I think I genuinely... Well,
Who's meowing?
we talked about having Jay and Jack on the podcast at one point.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, I mean, that might be a reason to do
That would be
any
cool.
other podcast, another show. But other than that, we're done after the next episode.
Are we going to recap all 102 episodes? Or 101 episodes?
With them?
With them?
Yeah, we're like, okay.
So
here
episode 1.
Episode 1 started with some so Man in Black and Jacob's pregnant mom wipes up on the beach.
Some crazy bitch.
And then 17,000 hours later, okay, and then in the temple stuff wasn't so bad, was it? Okay, yeah, we'll be back next week with the final episode of How to Watch TV, Chronologically Lost. Check out the other How to Watch TV podcasts. You can subscribe on iTunes if you just search How to Watch TV or Comeuppance Network. Go to comeuppance.com. You can find all the shows on there, even the ones that aren't on iTunes. We do one for Walking Dead, Jeremy and I, her husband. We decided today that when Game of Thrones comes back for the final season, you're going to join Jeremy and I.
Oh.
For the final 6
That
episodes,
sounds
because that's
fun.
all there is. So three-person podcast.
Okay.
I'm not sure how I'm going to work that out microphone-wise, but we'll figure it out in the meantime.
Well, hopefully you put a microphone on your Christmas list.
Right. There's like, I did that last year, and that's how I got that one. Or this one, because I took the new one, of course.
Of course.
And slid it down, passed it down the
So
road.
I'll take the third oldest.
Yeah,
when
you'll
you
get
a
that
new
one then, and when I get the, yeah. Shit, I forgot what I was going to say. There's like 118 episodes of the Joel Henderson Show, if you want to check those out. I just realized today that there's 50 episodes of Lost to Time. They're the chronologically Joel versions, but still 50 different adventures you can watch. Just go to the YouTube channel if you're not already there and subscribe, and find us on Facebook at Comeuppance Network, and join the How to Watch TV Facebook group and talk television, because nobody fucking in there does.
Right.
And I'm willing to talk TV anytime. We'll be back next week because
This is how to watch TV.
see you later.
All these memories in my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind. I'm still a secret lemonade drinker.